I think it's very important that Ukraine's leaders, that President Zelensky in particular, decides when he wants to negotiate with the Russians. And what I will say is at this point in time, I do not assess that President Putin wants to enter into a negotiation on good faith, on anything other than the terms for the capitulation of Ukraine. So Ukraine has to decide when it feels that it is empowered to enter into those negotiations. And it'll be up to the next administration to hold the Russians' feet to the fire and ensure that they have the appropriate leverage to ensure that this is not a sellout of Ukraine's sovereignty, but that this is a negotiation that leads to a just, durable, lasting peace that preserves Ukraine as a sovereign, democratic, independent state, as I just stated.
But is Ukraine in the strongest possible position for that? Because that was one of the goals.
It is under the circumstances. Look, I mean, war is messy, but there are also realities in this war. And one of those realities has to do with manpower on the two sides of the front lines of this battle space. And Ukraine simply has fewer people on the battle space than Russia is able to muster. And that has resulted in the situation that we're in today.
You said that Biden administration achieved all of its goals towards Ukraine, but wasn't at some point the goal a victory of Ukraine?
Ideally, Ukraine would have been able to liberate its territory. I think there's still hope that Ukraine can continue to work towards not just defense, but also liberating some of its land. But at the end of the day, this boils down to what I said earlier. This is fundamentally a physics and a math problem in terms of the number of people on both sides of the front lines. And Russia is able to bring more soldiers to bear in this war than Ukraine has been able to. And we can give all the capabilities from F-16s to Abrams tanks to HIMARS systems, ATACMS missiles, you name it. But without the manpower on the front lines, it's impossible to achieve what you have just outlined, which is complete liberation of all of Ukraine's territory.